Joining me is Larry Ward. He is the chairman of Gun Appreciation Day, also the president of Political Media Incorporated. Larry, what is Gun Appreciation Day? When is it? But most importantly, why?
Well, Gun Appreciation Day is simply a way for citizens to go out and show their appreciation for the Second Amendment, to go out to gun ranges, gun shows, gun shops, and buy a few bullets, shoot a few bullets, and bring your, like we say, bring your hands off my gun signs, and send a message to not only the president, but also members of Congress who would infringe upon your Second Amendment right.
Now, I'm interested in this because you say to show appreciation. Who are they trying to show the appreciation to? In other words, I would assume as gun owners, they already appreciate the Second Amendment. So this is really to get other people's attention?
Get other people's attention, of course, and to show appreciation, to the country, to those who don't really understand or have been misled about what the Second Amendment is and what it's about, other citizens. And we believe that we're not going to push off this argument. We're going to win it.
So let's talk, I want to get to the Second Amendment part in a second, though. But first, I was looking at the list of the coalition members for Gun Appreciation Day. And at last check, the NRA is not inconspicuously missing from that list. Why isn't the NRA part of this?
I'm not in charge of the NRA, so I don't know. We've called them. I'm sure they're aware of it, and I'm sure it's a discussion point.
So they're ignoring you for now, is what you're saying. You haven't heard back from them at all.
I have not, and I didn't expect to. I mean, they've got their own thing, and they do their own thing, and that's great. And we'd like to have them if they want to come on board.
Is it possible that because, according to latest polls, the public perception of the NRA has taken a significant hit in the last month or so, is it possible that they may realize that this Gun Appreciation Day is probably going to sink them further and they just want no part in it? I mean, is that a possibility, Larry?
No, I don't think so. I think
No.
I think they're going to take a bump. I mean, they're getting a bump from Gun Appreciation Day because they're getting 100,000 people have signed up already to the NRA since these new laws were proposed and were being talked about.
So that's interesting. What bump will the NRA get from Gun Appreciation Day specifically?
Well, they've got memberships to sell, and that's what people, they've got the brand, so that's what people think of when it comes to gun rights. So I imagine that they'll get some spillover enthusiasm and sell some more memberships. So
how is Gun Appreciation Day funded? In other words, are there costs associated with this? Like, do the coalition members pay you to be involved, or how does that work? No, it came from here. You're paying for this?
I funded it, yeah. The coalition members, we don't charge our coalition members to come on board. We do ask. We are asking for some contributions. We've raised a little bit of money, not a whole lot so far, but we are asking for contributions because we're going to turn those contributions right back over to advertising to promote the day.
So you talked about President Obama. So I want to touch on that just a little bit because President Obama said back in 2008 in a speech that Fox News only aired the first part of, but we were able to uncover the full video, where President Obama initially says he supports the Second Amendment, he's not going to take people's handguns, so on and so forth. And then that's where Fox stopped it. But we found the rest of the video where he says he does support gun control measures. Now, he's been elected twice at this point. What's the message you want to send to President Obama, given that he was clear about his position on guns and he was elected twice? Didn't people vote for exactly what President Obama is doing? Otherwise, he would have lost.
Well, it's funny. Martin Bashir asked me in an interview, what has President Obama done to infringe on your Second Amendment rights? And the answer is nothing, because he had to run for re-election. It's not what he has done, it's what he is planning to do. He said very clearly through Biden.
But he ran on that is the thing. He's doing what he ran on.
That he guaranteed. No, he didn't run on gun control. That wasn't an issue.
Well, he said it.
It certainly wasn't an issue. It wasn't something he wasn't brought up in the debates, as far as I know.
But that's not his fault. I mean, let's take a step back, Larry. If that wasn't brought up in debates, that's the media's fault.
I understand that if you're a Politico, you would know where Obama stands on gun control. If you're interested and you're someone who wants to, an activist or someone who really follows politics. But the average ordinary person, doesn't necessarily know where President Obama stands on the Second Amendment. And you're right.
But that's their fault. That's people being uninformed.
Absolutely. There are people uninformed. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get those people informed about where people stand, like President Obama and Dianne Feinstein and others, where they stand on these issues, and what what they intend to do that will harm the Second Amendment.
But the thing is, Larry, that when you look at polls, people generally, more than 50% agree with what President Obama and Dianne Feinstein are looking to do. That's the thing. So it sounds like you're trying to build a coalition of people that already are on the record and kind of baked into those polling numbers as opposing what they're doing. But it's not the majority. That's the thing.
You know as well as I do, poll numbers go up and down. And right now there was an emotional charge that the president and Dianne Feinstein and the rest of the liberals and Republicans in Congress who jumped on this gun control message and quite frankly exploited the tragedy in Newtown to pass their gun control measures.
Do you believe, since along those lines, Larry, do you buy into just to get you on the record as a yes or no here, do you buy into the theories that President Obama or the White House or the administration was somehow involved in either planning or allowing Sandy Hook to happen for political gain? Do you buy into that at all?
No.
Okay, good. All right, good.
I certainly hope that our police and our media would be a little more responsible to not hide facts from a case.
Let's talk about the Second Amendment, which you alluded to at first, and I think this is a good time to talk about it. To you, does the Second Amendment mean that people should be allowed to own any weapon?
Yes.
It does?
Yes.
So this includes weapons of mass destruction, Apache helicopters, all that stuff?
No.
It doesn't? So you said yes, but now you say no. Which is it?
I do not believe that an individual should have a nuclear weapon, and it's ridiculous.
Okay, but forget about the nuclear weapon.
Right now we have 20,000 laws.
Yeah.
Okay, 20,000 laws on the books for gun control. Those 20,000 laws failed. They failed in Virginia Tech. They failed in Aurora. They failed at the Sikh Temple. They failed in Newtown. And those people's lives were lost because those gun control measures failed.
But Larry, I want to keep the focus as narrow because I think this is a big deal with the Second Amendment. Forget about the laws for a second. So you said yes, it should mean any weapon, but not nuclear weapons. So that's a restriction you're putting on there. Where did you get that specific restriction?
Here's where did I get that restriction?
Yeah.
First of all, the average ordinary citizen doesn't have the capability. It's a ridiculous argument.
I don't think it is. So let's take it a step down then. Forget for a second about the nuclear weapon. What about IEDs, for example? Would it be okay for humans to, individuals, Americans, to have IEDs?
Well, here's the thing: the Second Amendment is very clear. It's the only amendment it's the only amendment in the Constitution that has the word "shall not be infringed."
Okay.
And the Second Amendment was put together for three reasons. One, so that people can defend themselves and their property. Two, so that people America could defend itself from a would-be foreign invader. And three, so that America could defend itself from a potential tyrant that would take over our government. And those three things. As a matter of fact, the absolute best statement I've ever seen was from Judge Napolitano, who I'm personally supporting and promoting.
I'm sure, but Larry, we're getting way off track here.
Hold on. Let me finish my thought here for a second. Who I'm personally promoting to be the next president of the United States. He said that the Second Amendment is the right to shoot tyrants, not the right to kill deer. That's a powerful statement because that is what the Second Amendment is.
But Larry, again, we're way off track. You said you were coming back to the point. I'm not hearing it.
To get back to the nuclear weapon here, okay? If the United States government or a foreign government were to use a nuclear weapon against its people, then I'd be all for retaliating with a nuclear weapon from the citizens. But we're not talking about nuclear warfare. You know, it's not, or mutually assured destruction. We're talking about gun rights.
You know, the thing is, though, if those were the initial three reasons for the Second Amendment, why did the Supreme Court have to rule for the first time in 2008 that the Second Amendment means citizens have a right to guns not for militia use? In other words, legally, up until just a few years ago, all those things you just cited weren't true. It sounds like we're getting very mixed up here.
Well, that's the reason the founding fathers created. It's very clear. It's very clear.
But then, if it was so clear, why did the Supreme Court have to rule on it just 4 years ago?
The Supreme Court makes mistakes. They made a big mistake, you know, recently with Obamacare. You know.
Okay, but let's hold on a second, Larry. Obamacare has nothing to do with this. I want to get back to my main point here, which is this.
You said the Supreme Court is the end-all, be-all. I'm saying that the Supreme Court makes mistakes.
I think with regard to the Second Amendment, we really have two options here. Either the Second Amendment means that people can own the weapons that were available at the time the Second Amendment was written, aka muskets, or it means anyone can own any weapon that exists. Anything else, Larry, anything else, hold on a second, let me finish my thought. Anything else is a totally subjective evaluation you or anyone else is doing. And therefore, why is it any more subjective for President Obama or anyone else to ban assault weapons than for you to say nuclear weapons aren't part of it?
Because of the reason I just said, if there was any precedent and the government used a nuclear suitcase against its citizens, then I would be for having a citizen use a nuclear suitcase against the government.
But the government has used nuclear weapons against other countries. Why against its own? I think, Larry, that this is making no sense to me. I think we're not getting an answer from you here.
Hypothesis that citizens are going to make nukes in their basement. That's not the case. We're talking about the right to bear guns.
Has the government used assault weapons against citizens in any kind of attack or oppression?
We have guns because we have guns. Look at every single country.
But Larry, this makes no sense. Does this make sense to anybody? Larry, are you making any sense here? What about a tank? What about a tank? Has the government ever used a tank against Americans?
No, because we have arms.
So then Americans should be able to have tanks, right? Because that's one that's not been used. Well, this is silly, Larry.
I understand where you're going with this. I actually have another interview.
How convenient, I'm sure.
What's that?
How convenient, Larry. Okay. So I guess what we're getting to here is Gun Appreciation Day is funded by you. You've decided what weapons the Second Amendment does and doesn't allow, but you're not okay with President Obama doing that, and I guess that's where we're getting.
The Constitution says that.
Well, the Constitution says either they're all okay or only muskets are okay, but you're apparently putting more information.
Okay, so you apply that to the First Amendment. They only had newspapers. Matter of fact, I think a few of them, 2 or 3 of them. So they only had newspapers back then. So the First Amendment only applies to print newspapers, or does it apply to the internet?
No, well, that's the thing. That we actually can answer that. I said the Second Amendment either applies to what existed or to all forms of speech, and clearly it applies to all forms of speech. The difference is, with the Second Amendment, you're saying, no, it's neither of those. It's an in-between, that it's okay for you to decide, but not the president. It makes no sense. It doesn't stand up, Larry.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
All right, Larry, Larry deciding to end the interview. Larry Ward, chairman of Gun Appreciation Day, certainly not liking the direction that it went, but we do appreciate, there he is, he cut us off. We appreciate him being on. It's too bad that this didn't he's been doing so many interviews, but apparently he was able to sit through all of them, except for this one, until the end. We'll take a break. Stay tuned. Back after this.